I found my first paying client for my spiritual business when I only had 17 followers, and I want to tell you exactly how I'm doing it. So this video is in honor of a free class that I'm hosting called Jumpstart Your Spiritual Business. If you're watching this around when it comes out, there is still time to join us. It's happening on August 13th, which is also my birthday, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will leave the link for how you can sign up down in the description below. But for today, I wanted to share a lot of my thoughts about the lies that are going around when it comes to starting a spiritual business. People believing that you need to have massive amounts of people in your audience, or you need to post content for years and years for free before you ever make any money. I had only been posting for 2 months, and I made my first money with 17 followers. So you can do this too. I'm sharing a little bit of my thoughts in this upcoming video, and then I will be going deep into this for 90 minutes in Jumpstart Your Spiritual Business. So I would love to see you in the free class. And in any event, I hope you really enjoyed today's video. Take care. One of the biggest lies out there about making money online as a spiritual teacher is that you need a really big audience and that you'll probably spend years creating a bunch of content for free before you ever make a single penny. This is not true. In my experience, I started making money online after like 2 months of creating content. And when I say creating content, it was nothing super intense. I wasn't even posting every day. I was posting like 2 or 3 times a week on Instagram, and I barely had an email list, but I was focused. I knew exactly who I was talking to. I knew that I could help them, and I just was telling people, hey, I can help you with this. And I was able to find my first client, like I said, in 2 months. And you know what else? I had 17 followers. So no big audience, not a ton of cinematic content creation going on, no experience, but I had my heart, I had a lot of focus and clarity. And if this is inspiring to you, if you want to learn how to create content that helps you get clients, no matter how small your audience is, no matter how new you are to the game, no matter how little experience you have, I actually put together a free class called Jumpstart Your Spiritual Business, where I'm going to be telling you more of my story, teaching you how I got my start, and really teaching you how to translate this to your own journey so that you can start working with the people that you're here to help, so that you can start really impacting people, doing sessions with them, leading your courses and your programs and your retreats and everything that you want to be doing to making a difference in people's lives. I really just want to see more spiritual teachers out there in the world doing the work. And not for nothing, I want to see you making income from this. I know a lot of you are in careers that you don't like. Some of you have left your job with no plan, and you have no idea how you're going to start making money with your spiritual gifts, but you know that you want to get started. This is how you get started. It really does not have to be a long game. It does not have to be overly complicated. You don't need to have a degree in marketing or expertise in social media at all. There are some things that you need. I'm going to teach you exactly what you need, but it's stuff that you already have. It's things like your own life story, knowing how to tell your life story in a way that is compelling to people and in a way that helps people really see that you can help them. It's things like learning how to make it very obvious exactly what someone will get from working with you, and why working with you is a good next step and is a good investment of their time and of their money. These are the kinds of skills that you need to learn. They're not hard to learn at all, and that's why we're going to be spending some time together on August 13th, and I'm just going to be teaching it. We're going to be workshopping. If anyone has any questions, we'll be able to go back and forth and really see how you can start doing this for yourself. That's the thing that I care most about and that I want people to walk away with, is that you can learn how to do this for yourself. It does not have to be hard. And there are a lot of people out there who are making it look harder than it is, because you see people with massive followings and all of this like super cinematic content that looks like they have like these professional cameras and these editing teams, and you think that that's what's required in order for you to make enough money on social media to, let's say, replace the income from your job or make enough money to really just like feel like you're making an impact and to feel like this is a valuable stream of income. And none of that is required. And honestly, it makes me kind of sad because you see the people with like the massive followings, and it's not like they're doing anything wrong. Like, it's like good for them. But a lot of the times you see this and you make that mean that you're not good enough. You make that mean that like you're not capable or you're not ready. And I have been doing so many calls recently with people who they want to get started. They know that they have been on a spiritual journey and they want to use the lessons that they've learned to help people heal, to help people grow in some way. They want to contribute positively to the planet and to our collective, and they feel like they don't have enough followers, or they feel like they don't know what they're doing. And I always want to be the poster child for, you can do it with literally nothing. Like, you don't need a lot, especially if you're feeling really called to this, if you feel like this is something that is on your heart to do and it matters to you that you put yourself out there in this way. That's really all you need. Like, if you feel the pull, if you feel called, if it excites you when you think about the possibility of turning this into a stream of income, if it excites you when you think about having people face to face that you can talk to them and tell them your story and help them create real changes and transformation in their life, like, that excitement is your permission slip, not your follower count, not your, years of experience learning how to edit perfectly and knowing everything about how to film the perfect content and having all the best equipment. Like, literally none of that is required. I had an iPhone 8 when I started this, and iPhone 8s were not new. This was 2020. We were definitely up to like iPhone 10 at least, but I had my iPhone 8. I had no idea what the hell I was doing on social media. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I literally had no Instagram experience, no TikTok experience, like nothing. I had never so much as made a post on social media. I had a Facebook account and that was it. So I had to Google, like, how do you create an Instagram story? I had to Google, like, what size graphic can I put on my Instagram feed? I didn't even look at TikTok because I was like, that's new and I don't know what that is, but I know that some people have Instagram, so I'm going to get on Instagram, right? And that was how it all started. And like I said, within 2 months, I already had my first client. And then later that week, I had my second client, and the ball was rolling. And I was really starting to make a difference in people's lives. And that was the most exciting thing to me, was that there were people in the world who I could really help. And I was getting the chance to help them. And I was getting to receive money for my spiritual gifts, for the lessons that I had learned, for the wisdom that I had accumulated. And it's so funny because when I look back, I was like 23 years old, but I had gone on a journey. Like, I had really been through a lot and had learned a lot from, like, childhood trauma and everything that I had learned going through therapy and becoming a breathwork facilitator and like all these like really rich experiences that had shaped me, and I started to realize that there was something different about the way that I was seeing life. There was something different about the way that I was relating to money and to the world and to spirituality and like thinking about and processing the religion that I grew up in. And I just knew that I was having really interesting conversations in my journal and in my head, and I wanted to be having them with other people. And to me, that felt like enough. I believed that I was wise as a 23-year-old, and in a lot of ways I was, and I'm really, really grateful for my past self. But if you're watching this, you might be older than me. You might have more life experience than I had. And back in those days, I really was not in my head about what I thought wasn't good enough and where I thought I needed to be. Like, I just knew that I had something inside of me and I wanted to put it into the world, and I wasn't going to let anything stop me. I didn't really know what the like quote unquote rules were, and so I didn't know that I was breaking them, but I just went forward and I was like, this is what I have, this is what it means to me. If it looks like it would be meaningful to you, then let's do this work together. And truly, that was all I needed in those days. And I'm honestly spending so much time now reminding myself of how little I started with and how I really did not have anything massive or anything fancy, but I was just so driven and so motivated by my dream of being able to help people, being able to be a resource for people, being able to help people heal and expand and see the world differently and see themselves differently and see life differently. And like knowing that the difference that my own teachers had made in my life, I was like, I can start making a difference for people today from right where I am. And that has been what's pulled me every single year since then. I'm about to turn 29. It's been almost 6 years. And the ability to really just show up and help people, no matter what I thought I was lacking, no matter who had a bigger audience, no matter who had more experience, no matter who had all the right credentials, I was just like, I have something to say. I have lived experience. I have a way of seeing the world that I think is interesting and compelling and liberating. And I just want to give other people the opportunity to hear this and to resonate with it. And if there are people who I can really help, I want to make myself available to help them. And that to me was way more important than what everyone else is doing or what people would think of me or, how my little audience size was going to look to those people who are like, only want to hire experts. Like nothing about me looked like I had any expertise whatsoever. But I knew what I was talking about. And that's the thing that made the biggest difference, is that when I spoke, it resonated with people. I had a truth inside me, and the people who needed to hear it couldn't deny that it was true for them too. They couldn't deny that it was helping them. And I think that's what also gave me a lot of that's what also gave me a lot of authority, quote unquote, or like the ability to really lead, was knowing that like when I speak, it resonates with people. And that's just because I was speaking my truth and I was letting other people open their hearts and minds to it. And if it felt true for them, of course they would honor that and they would take whatever next step they wanted to take, whether it would be to work with me, whether it would be to just hit like on my post. But I made it a point to get out there and tell people what I was learning and what I was, experiencing. And that has continued to be the foundation of this business. And at this point, I've made 6 figures doing exactly that. Like not fixating on, do I have the perfect brand and what are my content pillars and how much, how many followers do I have and what's my engagement metrics and all of that stuff. It's just like, this is my truth. This is what's true for me. If you want this to be true for you, or if this resonates with you or inspires you in any way, this is the next step that you can take to work with me, to learn from me, to ask me questions, to like get closer to me if you think that getting closer to me would help you, and really just letting it be that simple. And if you're not doing this, if you're not just showing up from a place of like, this is my truth, this is what I've learned, this is something that's been helpful for me, if it's helpful for you, here you go. Like if you're making it more complicated than that, that is the thing that is holding you back in your spiritual business. Like that is the thing that is making it harder for you to connect with clients. That's the thing that's making it harder for you to bring money in and to really, grow this into a stream of income that really contributes to your life and contributes to your financial goals. But also that's what's stopping you from making the difference that you really feel called to make in the world. And it is honestly so unfulfilling when you know that you have something inside of you that could be helping people, but you're not helping people. Like those have been the moments in my business where I have felt the worst. Not so much about like, my follower count is too low. Like that's not a conversation I have with myself a lot, but the conversations that have been the most like hard for me to have with myself of like, I know I could be helping people on a deeper level, and I, for whatever reason, am holding myself back. And I notice that, and I come back to the basics and I pull myself out of it. And that's always been my process. And that's how I've continued to create money and create clients and really create like transformation for myself and for other people. And so again, it does not have to be hard. If you want to hear more of my story, more of the details, if you want to workshop this with me on Zoom, I'm going to be holding a free class. It's called Jumpstart Your Spiritual Business. We'll be live on August 13th, and then I will send out the recording to everyone who signs up, so you will have access, even if you can't make it to the call itself. I think this is going to be really transformational. I think this is going to change people's lives in a really deep, really important way, get a lot of people unstuck, get people out of their heads. And so if you feel like this could serve you, I will leave the link. It is going to be in my bio on Instagram. If you're watching this video on TikTok, it'll also be in my bio. If you're watching this on YouTube or on my podcast, then it's going to be below the video. But with all of that being said, I love you so much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I hope to see you on August 13th. P.S. August 13th is my 29th birthday, so it'll be a special birthday gift to me if you are able to make it